Hey you guys, welcome into my garage and my hoard. Today we are going to be crafting what I have. I'm not buying anything, you guys. I got plenty. You can see I have plenty of stuff to craft in here. I am not buying anything. I wanted to make some pumpkin pies, or attempt it. And I knew, don't mind all the dead June bugs. I knew I had something out here and I figured I could probably use this. I mean, it's probably not exactly, you know, a pie tin. Obviously it's not, but it's what I have. And we're gonna use what we have to create things today. So I'm just gonna grab these two to try out. And then I saw these little terracotta things that I have. Oh, that's weird. Oh, there's all different sizes. And I was inspired by a Pinterest post. So, I mean, these are all like, yeah, not in great condition. So I'm going to take these. We're going to do something with these. I'm going to hunt some more in this garage for some more inspiration. Look, pumpkins. It's pumpkin season, you guys. So I'm going to do some more hunting and then we're going to start crafting. Wait, you guys, look at what I found in the garage on the floor. See, there's things I don't, ew. Ugh, this I need to clean. I'm so glad you're not seeing what I'm seeing right now. I have a bunch of these. I think I picked them up on clearance at Menards at some point. And it is pumpkin season. I like to use these as Christmas tree bases too. You know, like draw a hole and then put the Christmas tree. But since it's pumpkin season, I think I'm gonna just take a couple of them and then maybe save like the rest for Christmas trees. Look, there's even a piece of hardware in there, you guys. The problems are real. So we are gonna take these and we'll make some pumpkins with them, maybe crackle them, do some distressing. I'm not sure, but you guys, look through your stash. I'm sure you have tons to craft without even leaving your house. We're gonna start off by taking, you guys, I think this is a Jello mold, and then I think it's a bump pan. And like I said, we are going to be using what we have. I did not have stuffing for this, but what I did have was a lot of bubble wrap. So I am stuffing my bubble wrap in here. I am taking fabric that I got from Dollar Tree. Don't even know when I got this fabric, you guys. And I am going to take my hot glue gun and I am going to go over the rim of the Jello mold and I am going to put that fabric on nice and tight. So you can see I'm kind of like pulling down on it as it adheres to the glue. And then I'm going to go over the next side as well. And you want to make sure that you're kind of pulling down on it because we don't want the fabric to start sagging as we finish it off. We want a nice, tight, smooth top on our pumpkin pies. So I'm going to complete this last part. And then with all of the excess of the fabric, we're just going to grab some fabric scissors and we are going to go around the parameter and we are going to cut all of that excess fabric off because we don't need it. Or, I mean, you can keep it if you want, but I don't know why you would. All right. And for our second pumpkin pie, we are going to use this striped fabric. Now, I want to point out, you guys, I believe this was a nonstick pan, and nonstick pans do not want to stick to this hot glue. So it took me a couple tries. It did end up sticking, but I'm sure if somebody pulled up the fabric, it would easily come off. So learn from me, don't use a nonstick pan when doing this, but I was using what I had, so it is what it is. Okay, now we're going to take the pillowcase. You guys have seen me do so many projects with these pillowcases. These are pillowcases that I use in my home that usually have like the graphics on the front and are plain on the back. I get them from Amazon. Once they get stained and dirty from the kids throwing them around, I then craft with them. So I'm going to cut some strips. I'm not measuring them, just eyeballing them. And then we're going to start forming our crust. So we are going to take a bead of hot glue and then we're going to fold the fabric back on itself to create a little pleat in the fabric. You can tell I'm using the nonstick pan because the fabric wanted to come off. So we are going to place some hot glue on there. Okay, so hold on. Here we go. We're going to place some hot glue on the fabric, and then we're going to fold it back onto itself. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down here. And you're going to repeat that. Now the glue, if you press hard enough, kind of goes through that fabric and then adheres both of them together. Now, if you have a stopping point, all you got to do is take your next strip and then overlap it with the last one, and then you're going to complete your fold again. Now, some of you may be new and you're like, I am not picking up what you're putting down. So let's put this in real time, okay? So what I am doing is I'm taking that strip of fabric and I am going to take the hot glue gun. I'm going to put it on the top part of my fabric. You'll see right here. And then I'm folding it over onto itself. I'm going to hold it down for a minute. And the tighter I hold it, the more that glue comes through both pieces of the fabric, which gives me a better hold. I'm going to take that hot glue again, fold it back, and press it down. And you're going to repeat this until you go all the way around that pumpkin pie. And we're going to do it one more time. One more time. You see that? We folded it back and then we hot glue it down. Okay, so we got that done. That is our crust. Doesn't she look beautiful? Now, I needed to put something for the whipped cream, and I didn't have anything. And looking across from me, you guys, is this ginormous spool of macrame cord. Do I know why I bought it? No. Probably because it was only $3.99. Have I ever used it? No. But today we are. So all I did was wrap the cord around itself. We've all done this before. Remember those little cute bunnies we've made with twine before? All we're doing is wrapping it around itself. We're going to cut the end off, and then I am also going to make an additional one that we're going to place on top of the bottom one, so it looks like a little swirl of whipped cream. And I liked that the macrame cord actually matched with the pillowcase color, and I think it looks a little bit more rustic. So again, gonna take another little round piece, put that on top. Voila! Doesn't that look so cute, you guys? And then I'm gonna take another strip of fabric. I'm gonna create a super simple fabric bow, just making that little ribbon loop, cinching it together in the middle. I'll take a piece of random, I think this is the pillow fabric, tie it off in the middle, and then I'm not going to attach that right now. First, I'm going to make a tag. So taking leftovers from that pillowcase, and I'm going to take my weeding tool, and I'm going to fray the edges of this, and I'm going to grab my apothecary stamp. You guys, if you do not have this in your stash, you need it. The little letters in here are amazing for making tags. And I do have everything currently in stock on my website. Okay, so I created the tag. Now I'm going to put that tag down first, the ribbon on top of it, or the bow on top of it. And I strategically placed it, you guys, where the ends of that cord were, so you didn't see where they ended. And these turned out so stinking cute, you guys. Here's the other one all finished. Tell me what you guys think. And you guys, this was all using stuff like I had. I did not go out and buy any of this stuff. So you can do it too. I hope that it got you all excited. I've always wanted to try these, but was like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have a pie. And look at me. Look at me now. I think these are so adorable. Okay, so we saw these. And these are rosettes. I am going to actually try one with the candle method. You guys have been seeing me use this a lot. And one with the folk art crackle medium. Now, we know with the candle, the more wax you put on, the more paint is supposed to come off, right? So I'm going to wax this baby up. Then we're going to take the other one, and we're going to use the folk art crackle medium. This is in my Amazon store link. I am going to brush it on. Now, the heavier of a coat you use, the more heat you use, the more crackle you're going to get. There's no special way of brushing the crackle on. You don't want to overlap a million times, though. I will tell you that much. Now, once these are completely dry, we are going to take the Farm Fresh. Now, when you are using this crackle medium, try your best to only use one brush stroke. So you can see when I am starting out, see how I only go across one time? I don't swipe back and forth, back and forth. When you do that with this crackle medium, it starts gumming up, even if it's dry. I don't know what it is, but it will start gumming up. So try your best to use one stroke at a time. Fill your brush up with paint so you don't have to go back and swipe over it a million times. Now, when this starts crackling, it is amazing, you guys. It is amazing to watch. And it gives you like those fine, very fine line crackles. So you can see that. Doesn't that look so good? Now with the candle wax, there is no right or wrong way to brush your paint on. You could be as messy as you want, as many strokes as you want. It does not matter. And for this color, I am using Summer Crush. Now, when they are done, I'm going to take the one with the candle wax, and I use the shipping tape as I usually do. But I was like, there is still candle wax on this. I could see it under the paint. So I decided I was going to take this little scraper tool. I think it's actually for vinyl. I don't even know. And I decided I was going to take that scraper tool and I was going to go over, and you can see where the wax was because it's flaking off as I run that little tool over it. And this, like, I was like, yes, I cracked the code because this is what I was looking for. I love the chippiness like this. I think I prefer this over the crackle medium. I think it just looks a little bit more authentic of like the paint chipping away, all that lead paint that we see chipping away. That's what it reminds me of. So I continue to do that. And then I am going to take both of these and we are going to take we're going to take our drill. You guys, don't be afraid of power tools. The more comfortable you get with power tools, the more you're going to be able to elevate your crafting. So I am just drilling holes in the top. These little wood pieces, you guys, I got like so long ago a box full of like dollhouse things from somebody on Facebook Marketplace. So that's what I'm using for the stems of these. Now I'm going to take my JB Weld. I prefer this over E6000, over Gorilla Glue. I am going to mix that together. I'm going to put it down into my hole of my pumpkin, and I'm also going to put a little bit of it on to the stem of the pumpkin. Now, I prefer JB Welds because if you drop something with the other two glues, it is going to pop off. It's happened to me a million times. JB Weld is like a concrete hold, you guys. This ain't going nowhere. I could drop this and that thing is not going to pop off. So I prefer JB Weld, and you could get that on my Amazon store link or Walmart. Then I'm going to take the liquid patina. I'm going to clear the two that I painted, and liquid patina is going to give you a matte finish. So that's why I prefer using that one. And then you guys, we're going to jump. I'm going to show you the accessorizing later. We're going to jump to these little pumpkins. These are just old vintage Jello molds. I have been thinking and thinking about this project, so I was so happy to do it. The peduncles, you guys, are stems that we're going to use for these pumpkins, are actually going to be wood chess pieces. Again, you guys, we're just going through what I have downstairs and going with it. So I'm going to use the chess pieces for our toppers. I'm going to get two of these, and I'm going to paint them with Summer Crush. The other two I wanted to leave metal because I'm a rusty crusty girl and I love the metal look. But of course we had to paint them orange too, right? So I painted two of them with the Summer Crush. And like I said, this color is available on the website. I only had to do one coat of this. And then I'm going to grab vintage linen, and we're going to grab some water, and we're going to do the drip effect. I did not want to put white wax all over them. Don't ask me why. So I decided to do this. I wanted something else on there, and I love this look because it makes it look like they've been sitting outside and they've become weathered over time. I'm going to take the paper towel, and I'm just going to dab the excess of that off. And it just leaves a very beautiful light finish on there. And then I'm going to take JB Weld once again, and I'm going to put that on those chess pieces. Oh my gosh, they're so stinking adorable. And now we're going to accessorize, you guys. So as I keep repeating in this video, I am using what I have. So this is all of the odds and ends of Spanish moss. You know, the bottom of the bag, that's all loose that usually we want to just toss. Well, we're not tossing it. I was like, it's here, I might as well use it. So I'm just applying hot glue, and all of the pumpkins, you guys, are going to get this around. I know it's not everybody's jam, but I feel like it adds more depth. I like the texture that it adds to them. But if you are more simple and you don't like all this, then you do you. Leave them plain, add a little greenery, and they'll still be absolutely perfect. So once these are done, I am taking odds and ends of greenery that I had in the bottom of my drawer, and I am going to just see which one goes with what pumpkin. I am going to hot glue them to the back of the wood stems, and then I'm going to take some fabric, and I'm going to create some fabric bows for some of these. Or did I do it for all of them? I don't remember, but we're just doing simple fabric bows. Ooh, sorry, you guys. Sorry about that. Ooh, that scared the bejesus out of me. Did it scare you? Okay. So I add those. I add some buttons, and this is how they turned out. So you can see this is the pumpkin that we use the folk art crackle medium on. Very fine line crackle. This is the one that we use the candle wax on. And then you get to see how I accessorized everything. And then I'm sure there's some people out there that don't want paint and love the natural wood colors. So that's exactly what I did here. I left some plain. And then here are our little Jello molds. How stinking cute are these? These would be great for people, well, both of them. People that do craft fairs, that sell in booths. They're very easy to make. They're small, and you can put a realistic price tag on them. So I love how these turned out. I hope this got you excited for all the fall crafting to come, and stay tuned for a little update. Hey, my friends, I'm just popping in here in the end. I said I would try and do some updates, especially if I'm not coming on in the beginning. And I want to say hi. Thank you guys so much for continuing to watch my stuff. I know I haven't been consistent. I understand that, but like I keep reiterating, I am really trying to do what I can when I can, and not putting so much pressure on myself while I'm raising little human beings. So I'm getting out what I can. Keep in mind, you guys, next week is the IOD Christmas release, and I did order double of what I usually do because I run out, and then by the time I reorder, you know, people have gone elsewhere to get their goodies. So hopefully you guys love it and you want to order some stuff. It is going to be coming out next week. And I have all the boxes sitting right here that I have to unpack. I actually was not going to do a video today, you guys. And my girl Brandy from the DIY Struggle, you know, I am very hard on myself, and I'm always thinking you guys don't want to see things if it's not elaborate. And have you guys ever said that? No, you have not. But that's just, you know, me in my own mind thinking I have to do this or that. And nobody's telling me that. That's just, you know, my own mind working here. And I'm like, you know, all I could do is this. And I feel like I've done this before, or they've seen it before. You guys, look at this. My hair is out of control with all of these little things going on everywhere. Were you guys going to tell me about this or this? But yeah, so I wasn't going to put out anything because I was like, you know, like I feel like this is repeat for some people, or some people have seen this done a million times. And Brandy's like, girl, it doesn't matter what you put out. Like, some people just want to hang out with you and craft, regardless of what you create, regardless of, you know, how detailed you're going to be in the project and things like that. And so I took her advice, and although these things were easier, and maybe easier for some, because there are still beginners out there that are watching videos for the first time, you know, that are just learning and picking up crafting. So I did it. And I was proud of myself. And thank you for watching. If you've seen, you know, these crafts a million times, or I've done them. I don't even know. I've done so many things at this point. So thank you guys so much for watching, for supporting me, for hanging out. All of the kids and the babies are doing well. They're getting so big. Everly's in 5th grade this year. Everett's in 4th. Montgomery is 3 years old. Mickey is 1 year old, and it is straight chaos. Like, the big kids fight with each other. The big kids fight with the little ones, like Montgomery. Montgomery is, girl, you guys, she is like it's Montgomery's world, and we all live in it, man. And Montgomery wants things a certain way, and then the big kids are like, no, you can't do it that way. And then it's crazy. It is crazy chaotic, but I wouldn't want it any other way. So they're doing great. John is still smoking hot and amazing. And, I've been still doing Whatnot once a week. I'm still on Whatnot. I am trying to refocus on social media and YouTube. So we'll just see how that goes. Like right now, I'm just trying to take things day by day. Main priority is the family. And I feel like I'm getting into a good groove, and we'll see what comes of that. So I'm excited. I hope you all are doing well. I love seeing your comments. And if you guys ever want to hang out with me live, you don't even have to shop. Head over to Whatnot. I don't think a link is in. I could put a link in my description box. But you don't even have to shop. Like, it is just fun to be in the chat and hang out with people and have conversations. And I'm on for like 3 hours. So if you just want a space to hang out, to be a part of a community live, then definitely check out my Whatnot. I'll link I'll put the link down in the description box. So yeah, I gotta go right now. I gotta go pick up the kiddos, and I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you for stopping in and watching this. And hopefully, well, for sure, I'm gonna see you next week, because my video is gonna come out for IOD. So that is so exciting. Everything, you guys, for IOD will be listed as soon as I am allowed to go live. So watch out for that. I believe the release is it Thursday? Of course, my calendar is not coming up. I think it's the Thursday. So keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.